I'm Davie.
I'm Misti.
DM Watts.
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Unapologetic.
Let's get it. Everybody, I'm Davie.
I'm Misti.
And you guys, welcome to another episode of DM Watts Podcast.com. I'll say that.
It's just so easy now. Like I'm
rolls
sitting
off.
here
Yeah.
and I'm in my own little world, and then I
Yeah.
hear .com and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, DM Watts Podcast.
we're recording. We're
That's
doing
right.
something.
DM Watts Podcast, guys, where you can find us at DMWattsPodcast.com.
.com.
Yep. And if you clicked on any of the videos there, it'll take you to the YouTube. So if you just clicked on the YouTube, that's fine too. But hey, either way, thanks for tuning in. You guys, if you're watching us on YouTube, you know what to do. We don't even need to say it. We'll just go from there. But welcome again. Go ahead. You got news?
I got news.
Go ahead. Let's hear news
I got
first.
news. So first off, I'm gonna call us both out on this. Davie and I started walking today.
Yeah.
We used to be gym rats.
Mhm.
We used to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And pandemic.
I got that Rona weight.
And
That's the thing.
retirement.
Got that Rona weight. Yeah. Rona weight and retirement weight.
So today was the day, and we started
Mhm.
back up, and we are officially 2,600 steps more than we normally are.
Yeah, that's for
and
sure.
I'm very happy about that.
That's for sure.
It was not easy.
It still ain't.
But we woke up really early and did it. And I
Yeah.
had 6 glasses of water today.
Yep, I did not. So,
Well,
but
But I'm calling
getting
us
there.
out because I want to hold us accountable, because
Truth.
we have been saying for like 6 months, we're going to do this,
Mhm.
and then we don't do it.
Yep. So now you'll probably be
So-
getting updates daily
Well,
from us.
but more than that,
Hmm.
they can go on this journey with us.
Absolutely, guys. You guys can definitely go on this journey with us.
Yeah. Do you know how?
Well, I'm sure you're about to tell them.
I'm about to tell you.
Mhm.
DMWattsPodcast.com and make a pledge to yourself. I don't care if you've got to walk more. I don't care if it's laugh more,
Mhm.
draw more, play more, cook more, whatever it is you need to do.
Yeah.
Make a pledge to yourself, and it's right there on DMWattsPodcast.com, and it says there's a page that says pledge to yourself. If you want to walk with us, then do it. Give
Yep.
us an update. Say, hey, I'm 2,000 over my steps,
You
or
guys-
hey,
yeah.
this is my goal, or
Yeah.
this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, because we're by no means fitness instructors or anything like that.
Oh,
Fitness
no.
gurus or nothing like that.
No,
But at the same time, we understand that, hey, this pandemic and hell, we definitely know some folks who have retired that literally is just like, all right,
yeah. And it's not just about that, though.
Yeah.
It's about whatever goal it is that
Yeah.
you need to set.
yeah, ours
then,
is
then
way
set
off.
it. Set your intention, and keep us up to date. And if you keep us up to date,
Yeah,
we'll
we
probably
got
send you a
some
sticker.
swag. We got some
We'll,
swag.
we'll probably send you a sticker,
Yep.
so you can walk for a sticker. I'll
Hey,
give you a sticker. That's
isn't-
adulting.
There's nothing wrong with having a goal, right? So
Yeah.
we don't ball out of control. Y'all ain't finna get.
So
we
just
ain't gonna give
share-
y'all $5 for every step. No.
No. Just share your goal with us. We're sharing our goal with you, and we're in it with you, no matter if it's a mental health or a weight health or whatever
Mhm.
it is. We're here for that. And so, let us know
Yeah.
what's going on with you, and
Absolutely.
DMWattsPodcast.com.
You guys
Again,
know what
that's
it
easy.
is. No, I didn't say, hey, Doge, AMC. You guys know that we're still on those guys to the
Yeah,
moon.
we are.
And we are still part of the Sheba
Maybe
Army.
they need to pledge
Yeah,
to
I'm
DM Watts and
saying,
set a
like,
goal that
yeah,
they're going to
I'm
actually
saying.
do something.
That's right. Sheba, you need to get in on this pledge too. Let's go ahead and pledge to us and the rest of the people.
I'd like some Scooby snacks.
I heard
Sheba.
that. So without further ado,
Oh.
it is Misti's turn. Her
I'm
favorite
gonna pledge
time.
to myself that I'm going to be
To n-
happier about being.
Yeah, pledge to not be so anxious with pulling out of the
It
fishbowl.
does make me anxious, though.
But I get excited. That's till I get excited. But I even tell her though, I give her all to like, hey, do you want me to just pull from now on? Because I actually am excited about
He
it.
likes it.
Yeah, I like it. So, but it's her
Oh,
turn, and she says
I'll
no.
share the
Yeah,
responsibility.
it's her turn. She has the fishbowl.
It's blank. No.
Okay, what do you got? Mm-hmm. What
What
do you
is-
get? We got a
what?
smile and an awkward pause. What do we have?
I just, I don't understand why when I pick them, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, let me see what you got. Let me see what you got. So let's see here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna flip it up.
See, he did
Yeah,
it.
yeah, we're gonna flip it up. That's the thing about the fishbowl. Whatever we pull, we can pull another one.
Now, but I want to show you that I for the people watching, for the people that are listening on Podbean, or Spotify or whatever
whatever
you're
you're looking
listening
at,
to us on, I'm putting it back in the fishbowl.
Mhm.
If we pick something that I don't want to talk about, I put it back in the fishbowl.
Yeah, which means it's gonna come up eventually.
Yeah. So it's back in the
all right.
bowl.
So you
Back
go
in the
ahead
bowl.
and you go ahead and pull
Back
another
in the
one
bowl.
because I shouldn't have pulled. You go ahead and pull another one.
Oh, you pulled
Because it's
one?
still your turn. Yeah. So, but all right, go ahead. What do you get? She's getting a phone call. She's trying to figure it out. So,
Okay, this will be fun.
okay, what do we get?
First job.
Oh, first job.
First job. Go for it. I know what your first job is.
Yeah, well, depends because as a kid in my mom's house, you had plenty of first jobs.
That's chores. That's your payment for living there.
Exactly.
And I had them.
Yeah, yeah. But no, my first job was Party City. It was Party City. I worked in good old Party City, and I think that was still considered Dalton, Illinois. It might have been Calumet City. I can't remember.
So did you like blow up balloons?
Yep. Party City was so fun. Number one, it was my first job because I think what was so fun about it is that I actually found a job because at the time, the religion that we was a part of, you know, I couldn't work Friday evenings and Saturdays at all.
Oh.
So finding a job that's like, yeah, you can't work Friday evenings and Saturday during the day. It's like our busiest time.
Right.
What are you talking about? So, however, back then, you know what I'm saying, it was like 97, 98, you know, that was like, I would say, hey, my religion. And immediately in their head, they're thinking, oh, I have to hire him. You know, I have to hire him.
Because they're going to get in trouble.
Yeah,
if they
get in
don't.
trouble.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I did that interview and I told him that, he said, that's no problem. So sure enough, the guy that hired me immediately got fired before I started. It's funny. He got fired before I started. Nobody told me what happened, but it was like, nah, he's no longer with us.
Oh, wow.
You know, that one. He's no longer with us.
He's no longer with
Anyway,
the company.
He's no longer with us.
But everything's fine. We're on good terms.
Exactly. So yeah, I get there and the guy made the schedule. The new guy made the schedule. I can remember. And I remember going to him and say, hey man, he had me on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, I was still in high school at the time. It was Friday from 5 to close, which we closed at like 9, which means you didn't get out of there till like 11. You know what I mean? And so, but anyway, I had to tell him, hey, I can't work my religion. He was like, I don't understand why he would hire you if you can't work these. These are our busiest days. I was like, well, you can't fire me now that you know that. So
what happened?
He ended up, he sure enough had to give me, I had terrible hours though.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I had
sure
terrible hours. My paychecks were maybe $100 and something bucks. And then plus my mom was like, hey, because my mom used to let me take her car up there.
Sure.
She was like, well, you owe some gas money. You know what I'm saying? Because you using my vehicle, what do you think's gonna happen? Like, no, you don't get to take my car, or I'm driving you back and forth. No, it's gas money, plain and simple. So, you know, my paychecks were maybe $75. You know what I mean? But to me, as my first money, you know, I finally had a paycheck.
That's so cool.
So, yeah, so I was happy just to have a paycheck, period. But anyway, the work itself was, I worked in the warehouse most of the time.
Did you really? So they do have a warehouse, like I mean,
and it's like plenty of balloons.
I always wanted to go back there. I'm like, is there Halloween stuff back there?
Yep, tons of balloons. Halloween was crazy.
I bet.
Yeah, because you got to pick. That's the one part I look forward to. You got to pick your outfit. They were like, hey, we got all these outfits. You go and pick whatever you want to be.
Are you serious?
Yep. And you could pick whatever you wanted to be. And
so what were you?
I was Dracula.
Oh, you were?
I chose Dracula because the cape. I had the cape, and then I had the teeth in, and so on. And then they had, I got to do the makeup, whatever, the little blood thing and stuff like that. So it was cool. You know what I mean? And so, but one of the parts I liked was like the balloons, though, the helium machines or whatever. Clearly, I mean, there's probably shouldn't have. You know that thing you do with the balloons, with the helium machine, fill up the balloon, and you like suck on the helium, and then just to hear your voice.
You sound like
with the high voice and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So you sound like, really, really high pitch, but yeah, it was cool. I mean, I did learn a lot, and I learned that, hey, that when you work for only a certain amount of hours, you don't get no lunch or anything like that. And clearly I would work in the evening, so no, you don't get a lunch. I'm like, well,
maybe you get like a 5-minute break or a 10-minute break.
But it's a party store, so what do they got plenty of? Candy. You know what I'm saying? Like candy, sure. Whether they knew it or not, I was like, well, I work here, so walk through the aisle grabbing. Ooh, I ain't had Laffy Taffys in a long time.
M&Ms.
M&Ms.
I like M&Ms.
Yeah, but I mean, that's Party City. It was cool for my first job.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. What about yours?
So I'm gonna say this, my first taste of working like in a mall. My sister worked at the mall, of course. Late 80s. So the mall was the thing. and it was all that blown out white, everything was so like the walls were white, the floor was white and black check, and everything was neon. And the white reflected it. It was one of those like dress stores, and it was just so cool. And they were doing inventory for like 3 days. And they needed somebody after they did inventory to put the tags. That was a new thing. Those tags that beep.
Yeah.
If you steal them. So I was in the back, and she dressed me for like 3 days, made sure I looked right, had my brooch perfect and the right shoes and all that. Because it was, again, 80s fashion. And I literally for like 6 hours was in a back room.
Really?
Cha-ching.
That's, I mean, now let me ask you. Yeah, exactly. Was it exciting?
Oh yeah, no, it
I didn't.
sucked.
Okay, yeah. So my real question is,
my favorite part of the day was when Tessa was like, "Hey, it's lunch. What do you want?" Sbarro pizza. Okay, be right back.
Is it Sbarro's?
Sbarro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Sbarro's.
Oh, that was the bomb pizza.
Yeah. We had Giovanni's in Chicago.
Oh yeah,
Giovanni's.
Yeah,
we had so many great spots there. But
that was my first taste of working at a mall, and I was like, "This is so cool," because it was all teenagers around me.
Yeah,
and so then I went from there to Baskin Robbins.
How was Baskin Robbins?
Oh, I lasted like a day.
Why?
It was sticky. No, I think I lasted a week. Actually, it was
what
sticky.
Like.
Getting
it just wasn't really.
Digging ice cream out, and that's harder.
Oh no, I know it's harder.
Oh no, there was
it
no
ain't
soft
serve. It ain't soft serve.
This is the early 90s. We didn't wear gloves.
Oh, okay.
We shared our germs.
Yeah.
But no, you couldn't. I couldn't get it. And the hardest part of the job, once I finally got, because they have a certain way that they scoop the ice cream too, and you have to go in an S. Like at the time, that's how they did it. You had to go
to
in
make it kind of easier at the same time,
right? And they have the running wells of water so that you dip the thing and it keeps those clean. But that was hard. And then at the end of the day, you'd have to cut the ice cream, and the ice cream. Next time you're out of Baskin Robbins, look in where they're scooping the ice cream out of. It is a cardboard, huge 5-gallon thing.
I know exactly what it is. Okay. I know exactly what it is.
What happens when, because as it goes down, you have to cut it.
Oh, really? You got to cut to bring it down.
And we weren't allowed to use a box cutter because that would have made life simple. No, they had this wire thing on a thing, and you had to like pull it, and that's what cut it. But it would never cut because now it's just melted, soggy, sugary cardboard.
Oh, that's terrible.
Instead of just a box cutter, zip, I would have been done.
I'm gonna need you to stop ruining it for me. You know how I feel about Baskin Robbins.
Oh, I love Baskin Robbins.
Pralines and cream.
Still my favorite.
Pralines and cream.
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Which is why we started this. So we started going on walks.
we love food. Pizza. So how much? Our podcast is like a drinking game. How many times do we mention food?
Oh my goodness!
In one like 25-minute
goodness. Like I can't sit here and say, that first of all, we developed a habit of, Pinterest came along. I was dealing with the PTSD. We were dealing with that together, and cooking became more of a therapy for me. And then I realized I kind of had a knack for it. You know what I mean?
You have
the
a
cooking
big knack for it.
And now,
and I have a huge knack for eating. I'm so good at it.
Yeah, and now it's a learned trait.
Portuguese.
It's a learned trait.
Through and through.
It's a learned trait, but we figured it out. And now it's like, hey, I'm like, so, but however, this weight loss journey is also going to be a challenge in cooking. Because then it's like, okay, now cook your healthier foods.
Well, let's
and so
maybe Misti the mouse needs to stop eating so much cheese, and maybe a veggie is thrown in instead of a block of cheddar.
Yeah. So about a block of broccoli or a block of we eat Brussels sprouts too. So
we do love
our Brussels sprouts.
But yeah.
Anyway, So I mean, but the first jobs though, I think one of the biggest thing what I found with Party City that I also like, there was a wedding aisle. We had an aisle particularly for weddings.
Sure.
If you were getting married, Party City is the place to go, because we got an aisle. It's full of wedding invitations, wedding, different types of wedding chocolates.
The favors.
Yep, the favors.
The almond, the Jordan almonds.
If you're one of those people that love to like a party planners or something like that, Party City is the way to go. Because even to this day, I'm pretty sure they got it's a wedding aisle. Then they got, and obviously it's whatever the festivities
they have
going
a catering out. Well, you know, honest to God though, they've gotten better because now they just have that one aisle of like every color tablecloth, every color napkin, every color paper plate. So like it is, they do better, but you know, it's kind of hard. They're going up against Amazon and
it's true.
All
well,
the websites
it's at the same
buy
time,
like 5 for 1.
Right? But at the same time,
and the Dollar Tree is the bomb. They have some great party
That is
stuff.
true. Now, Party City, though, one of the things I would say about Party City, remember we went there for St. Patty's?
Yeah, we did.
When we owned our bar, we got all dressed up. Maybe we'll include that picture in here at the end of the show, but we got all dressed up for St. Patty's.
Yeah, we did.
And we did our thing for our bar. And so that was pretty good, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
that was fun. But again, okay, so what though, like, did you do anything? Like, did you get away with anything at your
I sure did. I can say it now. I robbed the hell out of them people.
You did?
I sure did. There wasn't no cameras in that place.
Candy?
Yeah, candy. I took a lot of candy from them. I robbed them of candy. A lot of candy. Yeah, they didn't. There was no keys to the safe and the candy with the candy in it. So I took a lot of the candy. Yeah, that's where they kept the premium Snickers at. And yeah, that's where they kept them. I can't say that.
No, you can say whatever the hell you want.
I said they had a lot of premium Snickers.
DM Watts Podcast at gmail.com.
They had the premium Snickers was in the safe. Yeah, what you premium Snickers was in the safe. Let's put it this way, it was right when the ice cream bar Snickers came out. Right. So yeah, never leave that safe open with premium Snickers and Reese's in it. Yeah. So however you want to take that one.
Expecting, honest to God, from you, I was expecting like, I took some paper plates.
Sure did. We'll call them paper plates too. I took a lot of paper plates.
Paper was involved.
A lot of paper plates was gone. A lot of paper plates was gone.
Well, I can say I ate my weight in peanut butter ice cream.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's the problem that we have with Baskin Robbins, because I feel like she gets flashbacks when we go Baskin Robbins. However, it gets quickly overcome when she be like, "Look, peanut butter and chocolate ice cream." So that peanut butter and chocolate.
There's only one in town.
It is. There's only one Baskin Robbins. Yep. There's only one Baskin Robbins in town, and I would tell you, look, pistachio, I mess with that.
But
pralines and cream, I mess with that too.
The only place I can get the little pint of peanut butter chocolate Baskin Robbins is at the commissary.
Really?
That's the only place.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because they sell it in the store at the commissary.
So when we're at the commissary,
yeah.
Hi, baby.
Hey, they know what it is.
That's
like,
my baby.
But hey,
that peanut butter and chocolate.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't have survived if Baskin Robbins was my first job, though.
Oh man,
I would not have survived.
And when I was there, we had there was a ice cream that had come out because they were still trying flavors out, and they did pink champagne.
I've never heard of that. Is that like a lemonade type deal, or was it like a kind of a sour type?
Tart,
yeah.
But it fizzed, like it had the carbonation in the ice cream. It was amazing.
I've never heard of that flavor ice cream.
And then I'm not a bubblegum ice cream person, but damn.
Really?
That was
pretty good too?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like to me, like I couldn't do the bubblegum one, just like, you know what I mean? Like you like mint chocolate chip too, right?
I do, but I don't like candy in my ice cream.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I don't, because it gets hard and it loses something. But the bubblegum was really good.
But that's also different though. Candy, they're two different types of flavors. You can't have Laffy Taffy and vanilla. You know what I mean? Like,
why would you do that?
But that's my example of like how
it's right.
Yeah,
but it's grape or nothing at all.
Yeah.
Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
Do you remember the long Laffy Taffies?
Oh man.
Oh,
they're still out.
Yeah.
But you know what I saw the other day? A mamba. The
mambas.
Yep, the mambas.
Mambas are awesome.
Here's the thing. Back then, mambas were amazing.
How did this again go from our first jobs to?
But I gotta say it about the mambas though. I gotta state this about the mambas.
Can you tell we started a diet and exercise today?
So look, but mambas were like the Starbursts when we were kids. Like,
yeah,
it was like the Starbursts.
They were so
good. But you were so young, like you didn't care how much your teeth were being torn apart by mambas. because it was a rarity you would get the soft
True.
ones.
I know, right?
Yeah, mamas, that was some
You'd have to suck
hard
on 'em
candy. Like,
forever.
they were worse than now laters. Because now laters you just leave them in
Now
the
and laters
now
are
laters
awesome,
you leave them in the
though.
sun. You leave them in the sun for a little bit. Then you got the soft now laters.
Yeah, I lived in the Bay. There was a lot of fog. The sun was not something that was.
Well, I do got a question in. So
Yeah.
what? Okay, so that was your first job.
Yeah.
Well, so your next job was the one that you said with your mom.
With my mom.
Yeah, that your mom, whatever the clipping things that you was doing, you had.
No, that was with my sister.
Oh, your sister. Okay, sorry.
Clipping the tags. That was my very first taste of working.
Okay, what did you have another one after that?
I might have did some stuff, but
well,
it was all candy.
Yeah,
and it was fine. And then my second job was again at the mall, and it was for working for the Franklin Mint. Yeah, it was just like 2 years later.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
and it's crazy because like my first job was Party City, and then after that I went straight to the military.
And that's crazy.
Yeah,
because that's like your only civilian.
That was my only job.
Party City.
But when I went to Party City, understand when I went to Party City, I was already destined to go to the military. I was already signed up for the military.
Did they know that?
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
they knew. And I was still in school.
Yeah.
I was still in school. And they knew. They was like, hey, I'm like, look, I'm going to the military.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have to ask this why I'm thinking about it. So I know the jobs you had in the military. Of course, you had different jobs.
Yeah.
But how did that going from being 18 and your religion not being able to work on the weekends, how did that affect you going into the military? Did you just, I can't do it? I
did not like the religion.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if
I said I was a part of it. Yeah. I didn't say I was happily enjoying.
You're over there going, I'm free.
Yep. I went there and I nothing against that religion, nothing against people who practice it. I have my own spirituality views. You know what I mean? Nothing against people who practice it. It just was not for me. I refuse to believe especially now that I'm older. I said, no, this is not what was meant by it. We ain't finna turn the podcast into So that's another. We're
going back to jobs.
Yeah, we're going back to jobs. That's another fishbowl topic. But yeah, I went there, and when I joined the military, that's different. You want to talk about how different jobs are, like being in a job in the civilian world, like Party City, right? And then I go into the military, and it is weird because you think military is like, man, for the rest of my life, I'm gonna be marching down here and marching over here and shooting people in wars and this. Right. No, it's literally like you're 9 to 5 also.
Right.
You do the job you were trained to do. I went in as supply and like, no, here's the deal. This is how our supply distribution system works. It's like working for UPS, with that first job that I had in the warehouse.
Right. I bet.
I left Party City to working in the back of the Party City warehouse to go working in a warehouse for the Air Force. So that's truly how that went. It was like, okay, you're working in another warehouse. I was like, all right, cool. I guess this is where I'm meant to be. Hell no, at least for the next couple of years. Right. That's what it was, working in a warehouse, doing some other things, you know what I mean? But
that's crazy.
I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, that's one of the things the civilian world can't give you is, okay, so as part of your job, we're going to send you to Kuwait. How's that?
Ooh.
You know,
but you enjoyed your time over there, like being was it purchasing?
Right. I was material control. The great thing about our supply.
Yeah, you got to meet people.
I got to meet a lot of people.
They're great in the culture.
Look, man, this is not an ad for the U.S. Air Force, but man, I'm gonna tell you, you want to see the world. You want a job that literally your job is to travel, see the world, see parts of the country that you ain't never seen before, even knew existed. Join the military, man, and it is literally a straight up. This is your job, and when the country's at war, this is your job. Except you're doing your job over here. Right. You know what I mean? And it's not what people think. You know what I mean? But that's my take on that job.
What job did you have? Like, what was your first office? And when I say office, I mean like your office that you could decorate
I got my own office.
You wanted.
Oh man. Yeah. So I didn't have my very first office till I became a firefighter. I didn't have my very first office till I became a firefighter, which, it took me a little while because, in the fire department, we see firefighters a lot, but you really don't know what it's like to be in the firehouse till you're in one. You literally have your own room, or you may share a room depending on, the house. But yeah, I got my very first office when I became station chief. when I was in Nebraska. And then that was like, I've arrived. That's how I felt. I felt like
that's
I've
how
arrived.
I felt when
like,
I got my first
yeah,
office. It was
it's
like, what is this?
Right. It's like, hey, you are in charge.
Yeah.
Not just of this truck. You are in charge of this entire station. Because Station 2 in good old Nebraska, off of Air Force Base, Nebraska, Station 2, they would send us out there to groom us. We would go out there to learn how to be crew chiefs with a very, very, very experienced civilian driver. So it'd be a military crew chief, but a civilian driver who's been doing it for 20 something years already.
Wow. So
and
you were getting a real life
It
lesson.
was a real life. And then the guys who would ride the back has more experience than you. Literally, they're like, oh, you're in charge, but really they are. Because they are like, hey, we're rolling up on a fire, you do this. Gotcha. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what it was. But that was my very first job, as far as kind of like just, hey, I'm doing my thing now.
Yeah.
And then as I got, more and more into the military, then it became a better job type. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, no, this is your true office. You are management now. You were
cool.
supervision before, but you're management now. It's two different things.
Oh, yeah, I know. Because I used to be a supervisor over hotels.
Oh, I love that story. The hotels. Yeah, you got some stories of being in the hotels.
I have stories.
Like,
and I
what
worked
about that
at
one
a resort in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It was an all inclusive resort called Shangri-La. And
yeah,
I got some stories.
Yeah, shit got real. That one when
John Gotti Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I sicked Mama on him because Mama was the omelet lady. She was a chef upstairs, and she was the omelet breakfast bar.
Yeah.
So it was build your own omelet, and she would cook it for you, and you go. It's kind of like a Subway for omelet.
Yeah.
And everybody loved her because my mother's very outgoing and very sweet and very kind. And him and his goons were there on a getaway. And they actually were, though. As I found out later when I was called to testify that he was there, and I was like, you know what, I'm not doing that. I am a mother of a very young child, and I don't feel comfortable. But everything he said was true, and I testified that what he said was true.
Yeah.
But yeah, he pissed me off and his goons, and I was propositioned.
Really?
And I sent them upstairs to my mother. And I called my mother from the front desk to her location and said, this is what just happened. And I have told them exactly where they can take their money and what they can do with it. And she proceeded to pump every one of their omelets when they weren't looking with chilies. I love my mother. Thank you, Mama.
Mom, if you're watching, that was pretty
They
badass.
came down 8 hours later, sick.
Really?
Well, not sick, but they couldn't golf that day, nothing. And they came and apologized to me when they realized who did because they were mad at my mom. So they found out what her name was. And they came to me and I said, yeah, that's my mother, because they were going to complain about my mother. I said, that's my mother. And that's when they started apologizing to me because they realized what they had done and that they didn't mean it. And I ended up getting the money anyways and didn't have to do anything for it. So, but I didn't get an office. I couldn't wait to get an office. So my first executive job when I had an office, that was great. It was a corner office. It had all the windows and I turned it into a playroom for adults. I had dartboards and homies and squishy eyeball things that you could fling at the door and a couch, and people would come in and literally just sit and talk and unwind. And it was the greatest job ever.
Well, I can tell you this much. That's not the last time you're going to have your home office, because when the public and us bring DM Watts podcast out there, you're going to have your own office.
I am
employees and the whole nine.
I know.
But hey, guys, thanks for listening to our take on our first job. As you can tell, it was an experience. We've had a few experiences.
Yeah. And we went to food.
Yeah.
And we talked about more food.
And we talked about paper plates in the safe and Snickers in the
right?
safe. That's what it's about.
I mean, we did. I did some stuff.
She did some stuff.
I'm just not talking about it.
I didn't talk about it either.
No, I know, but
Snickers in the safe. But
what I did talk about is the fact that we need to make a pledge to ourselves and be careful about what we say. Make sure the statute of limitations is run out on our podcast there.
Whatever. Come get me for them Snickers if you want some Snickers. But anyway.
I'll go buy you some Snickers, honey. But we got to walk to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We can have the Taco Bell.
That's
We can
right.
have the Dunkin'.
Hey,
but we gotta walk to it.
Hey, it is what it is. Hey, you guys know what it is. Hey, dnypodcast.com, you guys, as always.
Let us know what your first job was.
Your first job was. You know what I'm saying? Doge to the moon, AMC to the moon, and we are part of the Sheem Army. Sheem Army. Sheba.
You trying to say Shiv?
Yeah, whatever. Sheba Army.
Because they're going to find you for those Snickers.
Don't care. They got to find me.
Now I feel like we got to go shop at
They'll
Party
never
City.
find us. We were all the way in Milwaukee. So like I said, I'm sorry, man.
Your whole shoving wink thing was right into my boob.
It was crazy in Milwaukee. But yeah, so
I gotta get a mammogram now.
You guys know where to find us. DMYpodcast.com. Hey, sign off for another one. I am Davie.
I'm Misti.
And we are DM Watch. Y'all take it easy out there. Peace.
So crazy. Let's just say.
I bought the Snickers.